Hey guys, we're back in the workshop and today I've got a really cool project for you. We are working on some more Magnacut, and also some of you asked me if I can show you how to make a Hollowgrind, and this design includes also some hollow grinding, and it's also a special type of grinding a knife. So let's get to it. So I've got this design right here, and this should be a hollow grind right here, and this should be a flat grind, and this knife is going to be a chisel grind in the end. So we will grind this side and the other side will be flat. So I have to now start cutting out this knife. So when you're profiling your knives, you can already feel the different types of steels, even though they're not heat treated. This Magnacut is already much tougher to profile than, let's say, a carbon steel. I also want to say thank you to everyone who hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and write a comment. I love reading your comments and they just keep pushing me onward, and it's so much fun, and I love making YouTube videos and see your comments down below. It's just really amazing. Thank you guys for everything. I also had an idea about the comment section and all those videos that I make, so you could write a question, not even about the knife, maybe about something different. Just put it down below into the comments and I try to answer them in the next video. So now that the knife is profiled, I'm ready to grind in hollow grind, and I have 10-inch hollow grinding reel right here. And personally, I think hollow grinding is a little bit easier because when you're grinding into the knife, you will have that radius or that contact wheel guides your grinding. With the flat platen, you can always jiggle around, but here you have something like a guide where you can grind to. And I'm grinding with my work rest, so I have a really nice stable position while I'm grinding. So when you're just starting out freehand grinding, I think the hollow grinding wheel is a really great option to learn how to freehand grind. When you're heat treating steels, each steel has its own recipe, its own data sheet, where you have to follow those steps on how to heat treat your steel. Magnacut loves liquid nitrogen, and the structure of the steel gets much finer, and you can also get a higher HRC in the results when you're using liquid nitrogen. So the knife is now hardened and tempered, and now I can finalize the grind and thin everything down on my belt grinder. Another really cool thing about the hollow grinding wheel is that it keeps your knife a little bit cooler than a flat platen. and the contact wheel is made out of a rubber, and that doesn't suck in the heat from the grinding that much, but you still have to be super careful when you're grinding so you don't blow your heat treat. And now I'm also using a Trizac belt that also keeps the knife really cool, and you also can get really nice plunge lines and a really nice great finish. So when the hollow grinding portion is done, I'm going to grind in the Tanto tip on this knife. You have to be super careful so you don't blow your heat treat on that, but it is also really tricky, so everything looks great. You have to have a lot of practice to grind these in, and the chisel grinds are really nice for that because you just have to do one side. The knife is now finished ground and I can now start working on the handle, and I've got some really cool and interesting G10. I've never worked with that material, but it looks really cool, and now is the perfect opportunity to work with this cool G10. I bought this G10 like a year ago or so, and I never knew to which knife I should make it. I didn't know, I just bought it because I was interested in it, and now I have the perfect knife for it, and I think the end results will speak for itself. It will look amazing. What I'm doing now is I'm resetting the handle scales from the handle itself, so the handle won't sit flush with the knife because I have rounded off the corners of the knife. I think it's a really cool look, and on my endometers and hydras I have everything set up for that because those handles are getting milled, and this is a much easier task than instead of making it all by hand, scribing those lines, grinding to those lines and checking it. And then of course I'm adding Rockpattern. You know me guys, I love Rockpattern, and it will look really cool on this blade. So now the handle is done, and I will show you that later, so you have to stay tuned for that. And now I will finish up the blade with, of course, a stonewash finish. And if you're interested in how I do my stonewash finishes, you can click up here. I've got a link there to another video where I explain the whole process of stonewashing. So if you have any questions about this build or any other kind of knife that I built, just hit it down below into the comment section. I try to answer it in the comment sections right below, or maybe I'm also going to make a video about it. Alright guys, so the knife is done and I'm pretty happy with it. And I've also decided to make a two-tone finish out of it. Sadly, I forgot to film it because I was just in a rush to get that knife done and to get that video out. But I'm pretty happy with how it looks, how it feels, and I'm also super happy with the Tanto style grind with the hollow grind on the main bevel and the flat grind on the tip right here. And the material is so amazing, that G10, it looks so cool and I can't stop looking at it because it's so nice and it feels amazingly, and I'm really happy with it. And if you like that video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we'll see us next Friday.